You are listening to He Said, He Said, He Said, with L.A. Rob, and D the VIP. Oh yeah. And we're back. You're listening to He Said, She Said with L.A. Rob and D the VIP.
What's up? Hey.
What up, though? I got my D hat on. We got a special show for you guys tonight.
And we have a special guest. We have Rell from the Detroit 313 Live Show. Did I say it right, Rell? Or did I get it wrong?
No, you got it wrong. It's the 313 Live Show.
The 313 Live Show. The podcast, the 313 Live Show. And it's live. I have heard Rell. He is uncensored. He's gonna say whatever he wants to say, and if you don't like it, he will cut your ass off.
Yes, he will.
Goddamn right. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, see, you ain't think I knew all that, right?
Hey. You know, it's me, that guy. You know, I got to be. I can't hold my tongue. You know, I just things come out that I shouldn't say, but I have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it just needs to be said. So no one is gonna say it. Nobody got the balls to say it. And I got the balls to say it, so I'm gonna say it. That's plain and simple.
All right.
Right, and we thought you would be the perfect guest to talk to and speak with about this Afrika Bambaata situation. Yeah. You know, Afrika Bambaata is
legendary founder of hip hop.
Yeah, is caught up in the sex scandal.
Yeah, I know where Afrika Bambaataa is. I remember I got pretty pussy at the house parties. Listening, you know, when they put on Planet Rock, and then Luke, he remade it with Move Something and threw it in there. Yeah, everybody know where Afrika Bambaataa is. That's that guy.
Yeah.
Right, because they call him the father of hip hop. So the grandfather of hip hop. So he's been around for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, he's been around for a minute. He's the Zulu Nation is quite a force to be reckoned with, and like I say, since this has gone down, I've read that there have been meetings about the situation off the record and unofficial, and like I say, I just think it's weird that the Zulu Nation is real quiet about it, and some of the criticisms that within the Zulu Nation, there's people are leaving because the truth be said is there's a lot of fanboys within the Zulu Nation for
Bambaata.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's more so like just fanboy loyalty within the Zulu Nation, and just this whole culture of silence, because the thing that struck me is I saw a YouTube video, and Ronald Savage is, he's one of the victims, and the way he's, describing, the fact that, as a little boy, he claims that Bambaata would go to Bambaata's house or whatever, and then as a 14-year-old, Bambaata was, pulling his dick out, jacking off, and jerking out the kids, and then he would lay on top of these, and he would lay on top of these kids and just, have his way with them. And it's just like, wow, and it's the same story for multiple people,
It's about
unrelated.
6 people. It's about 6 people who have come forward at this point to say that this happened to them. And I don't know. I heard what the first guy had to say. I think he went by B. Stinger. I forgot, his real name escapes me, but I heard what he had to say, and I'm telling you, I really felt that he was telling the truth. Now, again, he was, I guess, like 14, 15 when it happened, but I don't know, for a guy to come out and say, I don't want any money from him, I just want him to get help. That was compelling to me.
Because it's past the statute of limitations now.
Yeah, because it's past the statute of limitations. And then, just to say, because it's not past the statute of limitations for him suing civilly. So he could have sued, he he can sue him civilly. So for him to say, I don't want any money, I'm not trying to do that, I just want this person to get help, and to continue to say he's not a bad person, but he did something bad, that's compelling to me. The other thing that's compelling is that when you say something like that, that's slander.
Yeah.
And for Afrika Bambaata to not, sue him immediately for slander, that says a lot to me.
That is very telling. So, this
so
isn't
what's your
just
thoughts, Rell?
Yeah.
My thought is, I think there's some bullshit somewhere in the mix with this, because at 15 years old, if a man, Afrika Bambaata or whoever it was, whip his dick out and jack it off in front of me and touch my dick, I'm gonna grab the nearest fucking object that he got in his room and bust his ass upside the head, and I'm gonna hightail it up out the room. It could be and it could not be. There's two sides to every story. And my thing is, why are you 50-something years old now and you just not coming out with this? I can't respect that, and I have to question that. Honestly, I really have to question that.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, he sounds genuine, and he does, but there's a lot of genuine people that sound genuine that lie.
Right.
And when it come out, I lied about it. Okay? You don't want no money. You say you don't want no money, but I guarantee you there's going to be a lawsuit that's going to come into play behind this. You mark my words on it.
Well, the other guys definitely can sue. Mm-hmm. He's saying he did write a book, so now there is money involved with, of course, the selling of his book.
Selling the made-for-TV rights and all.
And we've seen this before with Bill Cosby, how 30-plus women came out and said he did something, and then quietly, what they haven't told you is that all of the charges were dismissed, and even in some cases, he wasn't even in town when some of the victims said that this happened to them. So,
right now you're right, but that one woman,
mm-hmm.
he paid her off. Shut the fuck up. He really did that to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bill, I respect Bill Cosby. We even though I know we're not talking about him, we're talking about Afrika Bambaata.
Right.
Let me just say this, because I just can't hold my tongue on certain.
That's all we got you.
That's all we got you, man.
We want to hear.
I say, listen, I'm going to get a lot of criticism from a lot of black people, and I don't really give a fuck. But fuck Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby does not do shit for the black community. I've seen Bill Cosby in person. He comes and he belittle you. This is what he talks to you like he's belittling you, and he's not uplifting you. He's bringing you down. So fuck that old Jello pudding pop sucking ass motherfucker. I don't like him. And black people, he don't like you motherfuckers either. So you need to just get up off of that. We are the only race that are forgiven and will jump on your bandwagon when you're in trouble. When we feel white America is fucking you. But when you see what happened with Michael Jackson, God bless his soul, when he did what he was accused of doing, and everybody ran to his rescue, and at the end, when he was acquitted, he didn't come to the black community and do shit for you. So just fuck Bill Cosby.
Well, here's my thing, right? I know that you kind of been out and about for a while, and me too. So I've been in situations where I've been, at the celebrity parties, and we know that there are people out there who will lie and who will say, anything. I talked about Sylvester Stallone and how for 30 years he paid his sister money because his lawyers advised him to, because they were gonna they said that her allegations would ruin his career.
Yeah.
And then even with Michael Jackson, I had the pleasure of, it was a lady who wrote a book called Ram in the Bush, with his first case, she was the attorney secretary with the first case, and she used to transcribe all of their meetings. And I actually heard the lawyer say, we know he didn't do this. However, he's going to pay to shut us up. And indeed, he did pay that guy $40 million. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, and nobody would put her on their show. She went around and Michael endorsed the book, and he said, "Hey, he didn't endorse it. What he said was, I'll give you a picture that I authorized for you to use, but I'm not going to endorse the book because people won't believe you." And she could not get on anybody's show.
Yeah, there are just multiple levels to this. I mean, I work in Hollywood, and I mean, these people are scandalous. These stars have stalkers and, people with agendas. Again, there's two sides of the story, so.
And of course, B. Singer said he was offered $50,000 and he didn't take it. And another guy who came up as an accuser said that he had a meeting with Zulu Nation and Bambataa, and that he had agreed to get help, and that he has not done that thus far.
I mean, if he was so into a thing where he wants him, I mean, I don't know what he wants to do, is to publicly shame him, or what does he want from him at this point? Because he could have contacted Bambataa personally. Why does he got to make it into a media thing? Because now we're all talking about it. So I don't know. It's just some need to drag him in front of media, or and social media, and publicly crucify him. I don't understand.
Well, my thing.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I guess I'm stuck on the fact that he is not suing this guy for slander. That really, really. I'm with you that. I don't know, maybe it's a Detroit thing, but 15 years old, I'm thinking, wait a minute, how did that happen? But I mean, I guess we've never been how do they say it, when they condition you, and they, he's a celebrity, he's conditioning him, he's buying him sneakers,
I'm sorry,
he's treating him nice, he's doing all these things that, even to this point, to this day, the guy says he's a nice guy. I just want him to get some help. And even, the other guys will say he's a really nice guy. We just want him to get some help. So we haven't been, I guess, conditioned to think that that's acceptable. Right. Is that why we think it's crazy?
Man, I don't. They want him to get help. All of them say they want him to get help. Like I said, there's a flip side to every coin. And, I don't want to believe this. Like I said, I don't want to believe this, but the more you're talking about it, and the more I'm looking right now on my iPad at the same time, and you're right, these guys don't want any money, and they are not bashing him. They just want him to get help. Oh, man. I don't want to believe it, but this does look kind of.
It looks suspect.
No money.
Mm.
Yeah, when you have that guy say no money, and Bambataa is saying that the allegations are baseless, yet he's not filed a lawsuit for slander. That's suspect. But then here's the thing: Lord Jamar said that he knows B. Stinger, and he said that he is in fact telling the truth. And then some other former Zulu Nation folks have said there have been rumors for years that Bambataa was gay, and some of them said they didn't know that he was had dealings with children, but they had heard the rumors about him being gay.
Or even gay or bisexual, likes ding-a-ling, whatever.
Yeah, he's getting pussy too now.
Yeah, he just wild. Right. He just wild like that. He getting it how he get it.
Yeah, look at Mr. C.
Well, see,
ex-partner, Mr. C. There was a big thing about him on Power 96. How he liked to get his dick sucked by the transgenders, the
The
men that
trainees.
dress up like women.
Right.
And a lot of that does go on in New York. I've noticed that because, you know, I got family there and I got friends there, and a lot of that shit does go on. And
New York is like San Francisco, man. It's whatever, you know.
But here's the thing, it's the same. They did the same thing for Mr. C, because the hip hop community said, "No, you know, Mr. C ain't gay. I know for a fact he don't get down like that." And was it Funk Master Flex? He really jumped off a cliff because he was talking reckless, you know, in defense of Mr. C and his reputation. And then it came out, you know, that it was in fact true, and that this was the second time that he had done it. So does the hip hop community have a problem accepting that you have some people within the community who have
gay tendencies, like,
or
you know,
who have issues, like, you know, for Mr. C, he's into, you know, he's gay and he doesn't want to admit it, and for Afrika Bambaata, he most probably had a problem with touching little boys.
And this is unrelated. Even Queen Latifah, you know, there's multiple pictures of Queen Latifah, you know, with her girls.
Not only that, I've heard shit about the same drag queen who bust on Mr. C. Also said that he had encounters with LL Cool J, and it wrote a book about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It threw LL Cool J's name in the book, and I've been hearing for years, and I respect LL Cool J. LL Cool J is one of the greatest, and to me, LL Cool J cannot do anything wrong. But this you know, gentleman said that, you know, LL Cool J had fucked him a couple times, and he sucked LL Cool J's dick in the back of a limousine. And I was hearing this from, you know, before this bag, this person even came out. I've heard this when I was in New York a while ago. Yeah, man, LL Cool J, he fuck around. And I'm like, damn, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that, but he never sued this guy. Never sued him. And the guy made lots of money off of this book and went on talk shows and everything and threw him out there. And I was like, wow, this is some crazy shit. You know, go back on YouTube and look this shit up. It's there.
Yeah. But, you know, my thing is, if, you know, in terms of Queen Latifah and even Mr. C, if you gay and, you know, and it's a mutual thing and you're having sex with an adult, I don't care. Like, that's your business. I think is, you know, why lie in this day and age. I think more for Latifah, it's about, she doesn't want the public making her, you know, say,
well, you know, the public
tell her business. So I can understand that.
Well, the thing about the public is, like, you know, they'll make somebody, like, if a person says they're gay, like, I'll take Ellen, for example. Like, people will come out and then make you, like, a gay rights activist or a symbol for equality and shit like that. The public will put you in that thing when these people just want to just do their thing and nobody not really give a shit about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
But I think for the greater part, we don't care about
like
Mr. C could have came out. We'd have been like, all right, you still hot on the ones and twos. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, getting back to Afrika Bambaata thing, I think when it becomes children, because this is what KRS-One said. He was like, he don't give a fuck if the rumors are true. Now,
he did, and you know what? No one gives a fuck. I'm going to tell you that in the hip hop community, because he's done so much for the hip hop community, with, you know, and he brought so much to the table with it. I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And Ice-T, that's my main man, and I love Ice-T. And Ice-T backs this guy 100% on everything he does. And if Ice-T, the original motherfucking gangster OG that I grew up off of, can say, hey, I forget this guy and I don't give a fuck, and so if KRS-One can say it, I can pretty much say the same thing. Hey, I don't give a fuck. This is 40-something years ago, and there's no new allegations that he's doing it now. Everybody has a past. Like Charlamagne the God said, Malcolm X was Malcolm Little before he was Malcolm X.
right.
You know, he was a fucked up individual before he got there, and maybe he's not doing that now. He did it back in his past. I'm praying that he hadn't done it, period. And I'm just hoping that it's all a lie. but no one's really going to give a fuck, especially in the New York community or the Jersey. Anywhere East Coast is not going to give a fuck. This is Afrika Bambaata. And you got people to this day that will go to bat for him. So,
and that's what they have. That's what they said. But so, what do we tell young men who are currently in this position where they have had this happen? They are having it happen. If you're giving Afrika Bambaata a pass. I mean, because at least when Malcolm X was Malcolm Little and he became Malcolm X, he said, "This is what I used to do, and this is why I'm able to tell you what you shouldn't do and where you should go." So he admitted his mistakes. With Afrika Bambaata, he's saying this is baseless lies. He's not even saying, "Well, when I was young, I was troubled and whatever." So he's not admitting to anything at all. Is that acceptable? And then again, go, for the young men who have had this happen, who are currently having this happen, what do we tell them when we say, we don't give a fuck if the right person touches you? Oh well.
It's always been like that.
If it's somebody who's not a celebrity, then we should throw their ass in jail.
It's always been like that with people with power.
Yeah, it's always been like that with people with power. Rob isn't lying, and no, we tell the young men or the young women that's going through that they speak up. Don't wait 15 to 20 years and 40-some years later to come clean with the allegation. Speak up when it happens to you immediately. Don't take a threat serious. Somebody say, I'm gonna bring harm to you or bring harm to your family. You still go speak up. You do that because you're saving the next child from going through what you went through. You be that, and a lot of people will respect you for doing that because you spoke up. And it's happening to you. Don't sit back and bite your tongue and hold it, and then they do it to somebody else and possibly kill somebody else. You speak up. That's just what I would tell them. Speak up.
Okay, but so with B. Stinger, and this happening in the late 70s, early 80s, when we didn't foster this kind of open dialogue, and back then nobody was talking about this kind of stuff. You didn't know nobody was getting touched. You had Adam, that movie come on about a kid getting stolen out the mall and getting killed. That was your first reality check that life wasn't all roses, but you certainly wasn't unless you knew somebody who was, going through that type of situation. You didn't hear about this happening. So particularly in that time period, that could have, do you think that had anything to do with him not coming forth before now? Like now we're more accepting, and if somebody says that they were molested, we're more likely to take action and to believe the person and stuff. But you still have mothers to this day who have children who come forward and they act like the child is lying.
Yeah, because the 80s, because the 80s and 90s were just different times, in I think in America where, it's just like hip hop was wasn't what it is today, and it just the concept speaking about homosexuality and that sort of thing. I mean, they weren't even the Catholic Church, that wasn't even a hot thing that they were talking about until years later, even the 90s. So
right. So, and then you have
it would have been tabloid fodder that would have just died. It
wouldn't even been tabloid. Like back then, it was just like, okay, and what like
without Facebook and Twitter. I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt you, D. But without this is before Facebook and Twitter and that sort of thing. Where it's an echo chamber and things just keep getting bounced back and reflected. So it would have died, if it wasn't for it being 2016.
Well, I mean, we saw example of that in the 70s. The director Polanski, he raped a 13-year-old girl, and she went to
overseas.
The police.
Yeah.
No, he did it in America, and he look it up. He did it in America. He raped a 13-year-old girl. and he said it was consensual sex. They brought him up on charges. He was only gonna get, I think, probation or something like that, but he fled and he went overseas. So nothing ever happened to him. And I think recently they've given him an award, but that's a sign of what the times were like then. Like, and that you know, usually they're stricter when it comes to a guy raping a girl than they are a guy raping a guy. So certainly, if they didn't do anything to him, and that was in the 70s, and it was a girl, they were gonna tell him, "Oh, shut up." You know, maybe. Like you said, you should have fought him off, or you probably are gay, and that's why it happened in the first place.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, I looked at him, when I looked at one of the guys, he had the feminine ways about himself.
Yeah, I seen it too. He looked a little fabulous, you know?
Yeah, he's a little suspect, and I was wondering, well, if you like this as a grown man, and you know, were you like this as a little boy? Because me, at 15 years old, I was, you know, in Detroit, and I'm a thug guy running around, and I don't think that no gay man would have even attempted to approach me like that, period, because of the outcome that would have came to, you know, the great bodily harm that would have came his way. But I looked at them and was like, wow, you know, was this cat gay back then? And, you know, if Afrika Bambaata did this, you know, he looked at it and was like, okay, this guy's already turned out. Somebody turned him out. Let me finish turning him out. You know, it's a lot to go through my mind with that. But if he did it, he's wrong. Hands down, he's wrong if he did that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's Afrika Bambaata. I mean, the father of hip hop. You know, I can forgive him if he did this and he come forward. And it's, you know, it's been found out that he did it. Right now, I'm on the fence with this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still a supporter of him. And even if he came out with it, I still would support him. Okay, he came out with the situation and he was being truthful. But and the other guy, you know, he seems like he's truthful as well too. But shit, a habitual liar can tell you a lie and be the lie detector test. So this right here makes me think, you know, I just need proof. I need some evidence, and if Afrika Bambaata comes clean with it, I will be like, damn, that was fucked up, but I will still rock with it. Afrika Bambaata.
Well, do you separate the legacy from the man? Because it's like you going back to Bill Cosby, how you said you don't really like Bill Cosby, but, you know, not putting words in your mouth. Maybe you did and you did, but I personally love the Cosby Show. Yeah. So I could separate, like, okay, Bill Cosby is obviously not the man we thought he was in terms of Heathcliff Huxtable, but you can't take away what the Cosby Show, you know, did for us, you know, as kids growing up, as a community, you know, just as a people in general. I mean, I think, you know, the Cosby Show was one of the things that paved the way for us to have a African American president, because that was the first time that people saw African Americans who were affluent and who, you know, lived at a certain level. So while who he is as a person, you know, is something that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, I think his legacy still remains in terms of having the Fat Albert Show. And if you didn't have parents at home, the Fat Albert Show kind of taught you right from wrong. And then having the Cosby Show and all those other things that were positive influences in the community. I think the same with Afrika Bambaata. You know, you can't take away what they did. And what he did, he turned a gang, a hardcore gang, into a Black Pride movement. Yeah. So, and then he pushed forward the hip hop community. So we can't take away what he did for the hip hop community, but do we question who he is as a person?
I mean, it's always been like that. Look at, you know, Bill Clinton. He cheated on his, you know, on his wife, and he got a blowjob.
But see, that's a far cry. Like that ain't even that only that's like apples.
No.
Bill was getting in.
And he was doing a great job in office. I don't have a problem with
so was JFK.
I don't have a problem with them getting it in because they were doing a great job in office. She was helping him think, and she should have been on the payroll.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a female saying
that. But JFK, I mean, I'd like to exalt JFK, but
they
JFK
had the boiler room girls when it was JFK.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a new thing. You know, I mean, JFK did great things, but he was a womanizer.
We're talking about people of age. Like if you touching legal stuff, we don't care. It's the illegal stuff, which by the way, we should say free Kwame, because I don't think anybody deserves 30 years in prison for touching somebody other than their wife and lying about it in public.
Bullshit,
dude. Let me say this about the Kwame Kilpatrick situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Kwame Kilpatrick, he did a lot for the city of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did. He does not deserve 28 years. And I say this, and I've always said this. I was never really a Kwame Kilpatrick supporter.
Me neither.
But he did a lot of great things for the city, and he also hurt a lot of the black businesses in the city with his shady dealings that he did. And I tell everybody this because I come from the streets and I'm an ex-drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
When the feds knock on your door, the feds is not doing no guessing game. The feds coming at you because they got you.
Mm-hmm.
They let you, the feds will let you make $20 million and leave you on the street for 15, 20 years and then come and get you, because the more they leave you out there, the stronger the case.
Right.
And I tell everybody this in Detroit, everybody that's a Kwame supporter, and I got a hold to the transcripts and I read them. The feds had him. The feds got him. The feds is not just building the case on him. The case had been built.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he did some great things, and you can't take that from him. But that will always be tarnished for the shady dealings that he did in the city.
Well, I mean, I think on his part it was his arrogance, because I didn't vote for him the last time. I was living in Michigan at the time. I didn't vote for him the last time.
You too?
Yeah. I didn't vote. I think I might have, but I said he was too young and too impetuous. And I got into a huge argument about that. But here's the thing: his mother was head of the appropriations committee for the country. So basically, she gives you the money. And she had been in office for like 20 years. Nobody is going to go, the feds, the CIA, nobody's going to go for somebody who's that well connected, their head, unless they're for sure that they have him red-handed on tape and everything else. So his arrogance caused him to lie, because he thought mommy was going to be able. I didn't like him as a person. I met him several times, dealt with him. I have a very good friend who was brought in to clean up the mess after he had started it, and we had a lot of conversations about just dealing with him, period. And you know, and my suggestion was you got to close the door and cuss his ass out, and that worked for that helped their situation, because that's how you have to deal with him. But I don't think he deserves 30 years. I think his arrogance caused him to tell a lie, because he thought his mom and his dad and their connections were going to be able to get him out. But he had already made a mortal enemy of Kim Worthy, because he treated her like shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He treated her like the redheaded stepchild. And he thought that wasn't going to come around and bite him in the ass, and it did. So...
Right. No, he doesn't. My thing is this. No, he doesn't deserve 30 years. No, he doesn't deserve 20 years. No, he doesn't deserve 15 years.
No.
I say give him maybe 4 years. He deserves 4 years at the most.
Mm-hmm.
4 years. And then let him go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you done hurt the man's pride. You done hurt his career. You done ruined him. There's nothing more that you can do to him.
Right.
And my thing with this is, wow, Kwame serving 30. If Kwame can serve 30 years for lying about cheating on his wife, and stealing a little money, we need to lock Governor Snyder ass up for the rest of
Well, that's what I've been saying too. That's what I've been saying too. Yeah, because when you have 12 people who've died drinking that water, and we don't know how many more are gonna die, and the fact that they have left him in office, in California they impeached the governor over some silly shit. I think it might have been money or something like that. And to have this governor stay in office after poisoning a whole city, knowingly poisoning a whole city, it's unbelievable. That's mind-boggling.
Let me say this. Let me say this, and like I say, I am the one that's not gonna be afraid to bite his tongue and say what the fuck I need to say. Michigan is a racist fucking state. They are the most. They're closet racists.
Mm-hmm.
And the white people, the white closet racists, are backing Snyder. Oh, we're gonna keep him in here. The white people that are not racist, because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of white people that here are not racist, but in office you got a lot of hidden racist motherfuckers there, so they're gonna keep him there. If they look at what he did as a trophy piece, oh, you killed all these niggas, okay, we're gonna keep you here. So that's why he's not going. That's why he's not going anywhere. It's a lot of white people that have signed petitions. Get his ass out of office a long time ago, and they have not got him out of office. He's sucking some good dick up there in Lansing, or taking it up the ass or something up there in Lansing, because they don't want to get rid of him. And he's doing something real good up there, and there's a lot of, I don't see it. If he don't do one day in prison, goddammit, they better open the gate and let Kwame out. That's all I got to say.
I 110% agree with you.
Definitely. But again, tying this back into the Afrika Bambaata, you got Kwame doing 30 years for lying. Bambaata's definitely not going to do any years. No. We're not even talking about him doing any time. So this is just an at-will situation. This is just a
reputation.
Just to save his reputation. If that's even on the line, because most people,
time is just gonna just make us forget anyway.
Yeah, the longer he waits, time will make us forget. So
another month, this is not gonna even be talked about anymore.
Well, it's not even really bubbling when you think about it, because I haven't.
Even when he's dead, this is not really going to be a thing.
I think it'll be a little blip.
It'll be a blip, but no one's really going to give a shit in the grand scheme of things. It's not going to be. When people write, the history books, or the future Wikipedia, this won't be anywhere to be seen.
Oh, I think it'll be on there, but I just think it'll be like a one line.
No one's going to give a shit.
Like, one line.
It's going to be that one line, like, he may have touched boys, period, and keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing's gonna undo what he's done. Real, I just wanted to say congratulations on your show, man. I know you just started not too long ago, and your followers are growing, man. I just wanted to give a shout out, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it, and thank you very much. I always tell everybody this. When everybody asks me what got you into doing podcasting, I always throw two names on the table. I always tell everybody that a young producer here in Detroit by the name of Who Is That Jay Street and L.A. Rob got me into doing podcasting, no lie. And let me just say this, Rob, you are a very patient man, and I love you, my brother. I remember before I even got my first piece of equipment, I'm blowing Rob's phone up, remind you, I'm in Detroit, and he's in California. I'm calling him at 8 o'clock in the morning my time. Like, oh, damn, I forgot. We on different time zones, and I'm asking Rob all type of questions, and Rob patiently answering every question and telling me everything. Well, this is what you need. You got to do this. You got to do that. And, Rob.
Well, you were doing a podcast even before you were doing a podcast. You were on Periscope. Doing your thing.
Yeah, I was doing.
You were doing your thing on Periscope. You were getting viewers. You was hot, man. And I'm like, I just was impressed. Was like, because I just started fucking around with Periscope. I didn't know what it was, and then I was just like looking at Detroit, and then I don't know. I just found you. And I was like, this is some good shit. Because let's be honest, a lot of shit on Periscope is whack. and it's very few shows that is worth watching. And you was doing it, and I was like, okay. And then you was working your technology, and I was just like, okay. And then you took it to the next step and did a podcast, and I was like, okay, cool. All right, he doing the damn thing.
I would be here without you and Jay Street. I would not be podcasting today, and my audience is growing everywhere. And like I said, I get audience overseas. I got Jamaica, Canada, the UK, Ireland, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful,
Right.
And these are actual, like, every week followers that come in and hear me talk shit, and keep it real, and I appreciate that, and I get a lot of fan mail from people on my email and telling me, hey man, you're doing a great job, and I tell everybody that Detroit has nothing. Our artists don't have a platform, and local artists I've met around the world, like New York, California, talk to these guys, and they tell me, hey man, the same thing that's going on in Detroit, going on here. We're not getting radio airplay.
Right.
And so I'm giving them that. All of them had that opportunity with me. I even bring them on the show, do a phone interview, or if they here in Detroit, we do a live and sit down with them, and it's on the pop. And young lady Janira, who was on my show, very first episode, she's opening up in the Fashion Festival week down in California on the 14th of May. She's going to be there because they heard her song on my podcast.
Oh, good.
Yes, and she's there. And I'm like, okay, so things is working out for the people.
Right.
The artists is getting sales. So from my podcast, so it's all good.
Now
for that.
Okay, and just I mean to cut you out. I was just wondering. So for people who are listening right now, how can they find your podcast or follow you if they want to check you out?
Well, if you need to first, you need to tune in the 313 Live Show. That's where we get through iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and TuneIn. We on those apps, just a few. Or if you want to be involved in what I'm doing, talking shit live every day on videos, following me around Detroit, you can follow me on my Facebook page, the 313 Live Show on podcast. Like the page and, talk shit with me. I'm going to talk shit back with you. That's who I am, you know what I'm saying? I love everybody, so.
As long as they have a picture, that's one of your golden rules. You got to have a picture. You're going to get kicked out.
Yeah, you gotta have a picture.
I know the rules of engagement. You gotta have a picture. You're gonna get kicked out.
Yeah, that was, I wanted to see who I was talking to. I want to see if I'm talking to some fine ass women.
Yeah, I knew it was ulterior motive, but
But once again, thank you, Rob, because without you giving me the knowledge that I have now, I wouldn't even be here. Thank you.
Oh, hey, man. Hey, I'm here to serve, bro. And anybody who who wants to take their talent to the next level, I'll do whatever I can to help them.
That's what the community should be about. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to believe the situation with Afrika Bambaata, because he really did bring the idea of sharing in the community, sharing knowledge and whatever you have and helping the next person. And, just making sure that, because it's enough cake for everybody. And some people get into the mentality of, I'm not going to help you because you might, get there faster or something like that. When in actuality, if you help that person, you never know when you'll see that person again and they may, need to help you.
Especially in Hollywood, because we live in Hollywood, and that is so true. Dude.
Yeah, but there's enough for everybody, so we all got a piece of cake. Guess what? There'll still be some left over. Mm-hmm. And once we become of that mentality, I think we'll go further, faster. And I mean that as a black community, certainly.
That's true. And I tell people that all the time, and I run across Negroes like that, people all the time. Like, we need, if I know some good information that can help you, I'm going to share that information with you.
Right.
You got certain cats, I know certain guys, I have gave them some good privilege information. and they say, shit, man, I ain't telling nobody what you just told me, man. I'm keeping this for myself. They got to pay me. And I'm looking like, well, damn, motherfucker, I just gave you the information for free.
Right, where's my money? Where's my cut then, since you going to get a cut off of it? Exactly.
Yeah, you know, Rob could have sat down and said, hey, man, because the stuff that Rob told me, right? I look at this guy charged you $1,000 for this shit for what Rob told me. Everything he told me and showed me. Guys charging you $1,000 just to tell you what Rob told me, right? And he gave me all that information and said, you don't owe me nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he blessed me like, man, you take your podcast, you run with it, and don't expect. He told me the ups and downs of podcast, and I saw it within my first month. And I'm like, wow, if he hadn't told me this, I've been ready to throw the towel in.
Right.
Like, I'm done. But then just overnight, boom, the ratings was going up. So, Rob, man, you are the best, man. Anything that you ever need from me, you welcome. And, man, when you in Detroit, period, you know, you get the red carpet treatment.
Oh, okay.
That's for real.
All right, next time in the D, man, we'll definitely got to hit Lafayette. Get some conies.
Oh, most definitely. Oh yeah, we gotta hit that, man. We can go get. Well, you know, I can't eat the conies no more. You know,
or conies or whatever.
I had that gastric bypass surgery last.
Did you?
What?
I lost so much weight. Yeah, man.
Oh damn!
You
I
had
didn't
it
know
last
that.
year or last? When did you have it?
I had it last year, April 27th.
Wow.
Last year, I was no lie, I was Big Pun's little brother.
Right.
Last year, I was Big Pun's little brother. I was 500 pounds, and
dang.
I am 240 pounds. I don't have any complications.
Wow!
Congratulations, man.
Wow.
That's what's up, bro.
So you would, Lord, so you was hitting all the chicks then. Oh my God. I need to send a warning to all of Detroit.
Hey, I'm going to put a picture up on my Facebook page and let everybody, because I'm doing an episode on that coming down the line.
Okay.
I'm going to put a picture up when I was that big guy, you know what I'm saying? Because when people see me, they're like, wow, you're a whole new man.
Right.
Man, you got a whole new lease on life, man. That's good.
Like, yeah, look at me, you know, and it's one thing I got to say to the fellas. If you got big guys that's listening to your show and they're thinking about having the gastric bypass surgery, fellas, let me tell you this. Have the surgery, nothing is wrong with it, because I'm going to tell you one thing is going to happen other than you're going to have a healthy life. Your dick is going to get bigger and you're going to have a lot of energy and you're going to be fucking like a mad Russian. You got my words on that.
And the poor little guys, you get nothing. You got what you got, that's it.
Yeah. You get nothing, little
You
fella.
get nothing, little fella. But for the big fellas, there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow.
Yes, there's a pot of gold, and when you lose that big ass stomach, hey, that pot of gold is right up under there. Please believe it.
All right. So this is that guy Rell, DtheVIP, and LA Rob signing off. Check out the 313 show. Do yourself a favor, like, subscribe, and like and subscribe and check out our shows. And
hold on, the 313 live show.
Excuse me.
313 live show.
The 313 live show. Check out the 313 live show. Put that in your Google and iTunes and Facebook.
And if they don't say Rell, it's not the right show.
It's not the right one.
Goddamn right. That guy Rell, you will see me in that Blue Lions jersey. The whole picture is blue. You will see me.
Well, we'll see the old you.
Well, the new you.
You're going to see the new me.
Oh, that's the new you.
That's the new you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the new you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the new me. Now the old me ain't showing none of those pictures yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
So check us out. Check us all out. Patron us, and we will be listening.
So look, to follow us, you can go to iTunes, tune in. You can like us on Facebook at He Said, She Said, LA Rob and DtheVIP. There's a lot of He Said, She Said out there. So make sure it says LA Rob and DtheVIP. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at LA Rob and DtheVIP. And if you want to follow LA Rob's shit, his stuff, you can go to Mel Hondo, MALEHONDO at YouTube. Did I say everything?
You did?
See?
Well, no, wait, you missed one.
What?
Lord Tyree, LORDTYRE. That one is one of my older.
And I'm not calling him Lord anything. So that's probably why I messed up.
At least not on my phone.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or off my